In part 3 of this video series for the Excel Plots project, we're going to take a look at the bar chart. It says to use the roller coaster data set, and we need to make sure again we have heading, horizontal axis title, vertical axis title, and data labels. So we've got roller coaster data over here. It shows the number of registered roller coasters on each continent. So I've already taken this data and I've transitioned it over here into an Excel spreadsheet. Notice again that I'm now on sheet 3 right here. Again, you add a sheet by clicking on the plus sign right there. See how it added sheet 5? You can reorder them, you can delete them, because I didn't need that one. So back to sheet 3 where I have my roller coaster data. The country, I'm sorry, not the country, but the continent, and the number of registered roller coasters. We want to turn this into a bar chart. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight both columns of data and I'm going to hit insert. Now the temptation is we're supposed to do a bar chart, so I'm going to hit bar. The interesting thing is the way Excel does this is a bar chart uses horizontal bars and a column chart, which is still a bar chart, uses the vertical that we're looking for. So we're actually going to hit this column in the first option right here. And it takes our data and really nicely puts it into a bar chart where it labels each of our categories and gives the heights of each category that represent the number of roller coasters. So now let's clean up this chart so that it has all the content that we want. So I double clicked on it to open up the chart format section. Chart title is on. I'm going to expand that so that I can adjust the chart title. Roller coasters on each continent. There we go. I'm going to change that to a font size of 18, make it bold, and let's do something like a green. I like that. Wonderful. So we've got our heading, our chart title right here. So I'm going to close that down. Legend, that's this piece right here that says Series 1 down here. Because I only have one set of data, I don't need the legend on. Next, horizontal axis. Just like the others, we can add a chart title. We do have this gap width right here. I can adjust this, but we do know that with a histogram it's supposed to be 0. With a bar chart though, we actually do want a gap. But maybe we do want them a little closer, not such a big gap. So we'll adjust that a little bit until we think it looks nice. I'll leave it right there at 76. Scroll down here and I'm going to turn on the axis title. And then I'm going to edit it. And I'm simply going to label this continent. We will increase I'm going to go up to 14 here, make it bold, and let's match that green color that we used. Great. Let's close down the horizontal axis and let's open up vertical axis and do the same thing. Scroll down and we're going to turn on our axis title. And we're going to label this number of roller coasters. Great. We need to make that match. So that was a 14, bold, and that green right there. Wonderful. So we've got our heading, we've got our horizontal axis title, we've got our vertical axis title. I do want to kind of change up. I want the blue here to match that green. That's down here in Series 1. That's my data that's generating those bars. So with that, the fill I'm going to select as the green, and we'll do the outline as the green as well, just so that we don't have this faint blue outline around it. We do want to turn data labels on. I'd like to make them a little bit bigger, so I'm going to up them to a font size of 12. I do like the location that they're sitting just really nicely right on top, and they're in black. So I think the formatting we're going to call good. That works out really nicely. Great. And there we go. We have our bar chart with the appropriate elements on it, really nicely presented with the information that we were asked to use. I'm going to add one more little piece of information here. This is a bar chart. If you had been asked to do a Pareto chart, we know that a Pareto chart is simply a bar chart, but instead of listed in the order that the data was presented, it wants to list it from largest, which would be North America, to smallest, which would be Africa. How do we reorganize this so that it quickly and dynamically changes? I could go through here and retype out everything in order, but I don't want to have to do that if I don't want to. Also, what I want you to see in this is that this chart is connected to that data. So if that 17 changed to a 100, look at what happens to the chart. It also changes to 100 for that specific category. We'll change that back to 17. The question is, how do I sort this? What I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight both of my columns, and I'm going to come up here to sort and filter, and I'm going to do a custom sort. Okay, so we are going to sort by column B. Sort on the cell values in what order? We want descending order because we want to start at our largest and descend to the smallest. So we're going to take this, each row is connected, so Africa will always stay with 17, Asia will always stay with 315, but we're going to sort each row based on the value in column B, from largest to smallest. We'll click OK. It changes our data in the table over here, and you can see it also changed it in the chart here. Now we have a Pareto chart, meaning that we've listed it from largest to smallest.